All right, all right, all right. Good morning. Good morning. Blessed and high rising. This morning, we are going to get into morning flow yet again. If you're new to my channel, welcome. My name is Dr. Castile. I'm a board certified naturopathic doctor. I hold 7 degrees in my field, all in the natural healthcare space. But this morning, we teach morning flow, which is a combination of movement, meditation, little bit of journaling, and then planning your day. I actually have to grab my earbuds for YouTube and all that business. Hi, TikTok. I'll be right back. Hello, darling. All right, cool. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning. Good rising. All right, cool. Now, I think we should be good now. All right. All right. So we're going to get started on a little bit of movement, about 15 minutes of movement. So welcome in. If you'd like to start with us, nothing strenuous, nothing crazy. Go ahead and sit up straight. Big inhale and exhale, relax. Big inhale and exhale, relax. Good. And big inhale and exhale, relax. Good. And big inhale. And then we're going to hold both of our arms up. Go ahead and stretch those arms nice and tall. And we're going to start in with our right arm is going to go down for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, other side down for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now both sides for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're going to stay down tiny circles to the front. Thank you for the follow. Very good. 5. Very good. And tiny circles to the back now. And 1. Very good. Thank you for the roses. Now to the front. We're going to clap. Woo! I already feel the burn today. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. You know, when I started doing these, it's like, oh, these are so simple. But really, they make a big difference. All right, palms down, make a fist, pull back. I was like, wow, this is like so simple, but why am I feeling this burn so much? uh, 4, 3, 2, 1. Very good. All right. Fist up. Go ahead and punch up for 10. 3, 2, 1. Very good. All right, now we'll do some wall slides. Go ahead and start up at the top, nice and tall. Thank you for the legs, and slide everything down and pinch at the bottom. Back up to the top for 9 more. Slide and pinch at the bottom for 8. Slide, pinch at the bottom. Really opening up that chest. Slide, pinch at the bottom. Very good. Now slide, pinch at the bottom. Very good. And slide halfway there, pinch at the bottom. Very good for 5. Slide, pinch at the bottom. Very good for 4. Slide, pinch at the bottom for 3. Slide, pinch at the bottom for 2. Slide, pinch at the bottom for 1. And then one more just for fun, pinching at the bottom and really opening up that chest and releasing it down. Very good. All right, so now that our arms are nice and warm, let's go ahead and warm those shoulders up a little bit though. Our shoulders definitely, when we're sitting behind a desk long periods of time, they get really tight, especially as we're like Eeyore. So we want to open all these things up nice and loose with these shoulder shrugs. So don't get too crazy with it. Don't get too, intense with it. It's really just a matter of getting that shoulder girdle to loosen up. And that shoulder girdle is more of a slide joint than like a ball and socket or a hinge joint. So just a nice little slide up and down. All right, very good. To the back. All right, shake it out. Okay, so now we're going to bring a lot more focus into our abs. And so as we bring our focus into our abs, we're going to imagine that there is a little bitty zipper at the very bottom of the base of our spine. And we're going to grab that zipper. We're going to zip our belly button up, buttoning our belly button to our spine, imagining that there's this tight corset wrapped around our midsection. And then we just want to pull our midsection in, pull it in, and hold for 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So this is going to replace your traditional, sit up that you would normally do, because sit ups are going to build a lot more bulk. This is set really to lean you out. So go ahead and grab that zipper at the base of your spine. Zip, 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 and shimmy. Button your belly button to your spine. Imagine that there's a tight rubber band wrapped around your midsection, pulling you in, pulling you in, pulling you in, and holding for 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Very good. Relax everything out. Grab that zipper at the bottom. Zip it on up. Remember, when we have these abdominal, especially this lower abdominal challenges, button that belly button to the spine. Imagine that corset. Remember, when we have these weak core muscles, a lot of times our back will have to overcompensate because our core isn't going to be strong enough to actually support our low back. Hold it in, hold it in, hold it in, hold it in, hold it in. One more time for 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Like I was saying, when you're kind of sitting like this, you're not supporting your low back, and that midsection is all just kind of flabbing out, letting it all hang out. So you don't want to let it all hang out with this. We want to zip everything up, grabbing that zipper, zip everything up, buttoning that belly button to the spine, imagining there's a tight rubber band wrapped around, pulling you in, pulling you in, pulling you in, and holding for 1, 2, 3, balloons, 4, and 5. Very good. All right, one last time here. Go ahead, grab that zipper, zip it on up, button that belly button to the spine, imagining that there's that tight rubber band wrapped around your midsection, pulling you in, pulling you in, pulling you in, and holding for 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Very, very good. All right, now we're going to transition from our standing to our sitting. Remember, we're going to keep that same energy around our waist. We're going to bring our belly button in. This time, we're going to engage both our quads as well as our hamstrings and our glutes as we transition. We're going to imagine that there's a piece of string attached to the ceiling somewhere, pulling us up so we have that kind of direct trajectory as we're moving hip width apart with our feet. We're going to go ahead and contract. So grab that zipper again, button that belly button to the spine, zip it everything in. Imagine that corset. Engage in your quads, engage in your glutes, engage in your hams. Now imagine that pull, right? So pull, 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 right? And come up. Very good. And we're going to just go up and down for 10 for our squats. So go down for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Very good. Now we're going to go ahead and grab your right side, and we're going to go up for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. It's so hard not to want to use momentum, but don't. And last one. Go ahead and relax it out. Left side, nice and straight. Remember keeping that belly button buttoned in, that corset wrapped around, pulling yourself in, and then pull down for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Very good. And we're going to come down now again, just without even thinking. We're going to come down back in that squat. And we're going for 10, where I think at 5, 4, 3, 2, and finally 1. All right, so now we're going to do curtsy squat. So let me move my little stool out of the way. Curtsy squat, trying to get that little bum there. We're going to go hip width apart. Go ahead and bring your left foot behind for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Switching sides. We'll bring our hips about hip width, waist apart. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Back to the center for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Very good. Squeeze back up to the top. All right, all right, all right. Try to take these out of my big inhale up. Exhale down and go ahead and stop halfway. Stopping halfway, and again, pulling that belly button in to your spine, nice and relaxed. Big inhale again. And coming down to your shins. Nice and easy with these hamstrings. Big inhale again. And come down to your feet. Shake your head yes. Shake your head no. Ragdoll back and forth. And go ahead and scoop that belly up, vertebra by vertebra. Back up. Big inhale. Very good. All right. So we made it through all of that movement. So our movement is completed for our class for today. Now we're going to move into our meditation. So we're going to do a Kundalini style meditation. So if you're not familiar with Kundalini, uses mantra, mudra, breath to combine all of that. So mudra, meaning hand position. So in this case, we're going to bring our palms together. Left, if you are working on your feminine side, right thumb over your left, work on your masculine. So arms up into a little bit of steeple. And then our mantra is sat. And then as we pull everything up, we're going to grab our root lock, which is pretty much contracting our rectum, our sex organs, and our belly button to the spine at the same time. So we're going to come up sat, and then we're going to release out nam. And then come up sat, and then release out nam. And then sat, and then nam. You kind of get the idea. Eye gaze is going to be closed, but looking at the third eye space. So we're going to do that for about 3 minutes, and then we're going to move into our prosperity meditation. That one, the mudra, hand position, just like that. Mantra is going to be har, 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 really coming from that belly button. Eye gaze is going to be closed, a little bit of a 10% slit, looking at the tip of the nose. First thing I'm going to do, though, is tune us in. And so that tunes us into higher self, helps us to connect in more. If you're familiar with Kundalini tune-ins, be my guest, join in. If not, you can just listen in. I'll start and begin. Big inhale. Om Namo Guru Dev Namo. Om Namo Guru Dev Namo. Om Namo Guru Dev Namo. All right, do our little steeple. Left thumb over right for feminine, right thumb over left for masculine. Chef's choice, yogi's choice. Big inhale. Sat. And then go ahead and grab that root lock and then release out nam. All right, here we go. Again, sat, nam. All right, release that out again. Sat, pull it up, hold, hold, hold. Nam. Sat, 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 nam. Set, 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 nam. Set. 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 About 1 minute left here. Set. 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 Less than 30 seconds. Set. 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 Very good. Big inhale. Go ahead and grab that root lock again. And exhale, release. Big inhale. Nice and tall. Root lock, root lock, root lock. And release. One last time. Nice and tall. Root lock, root lock, root lock. And release out slowly. Very good. That kind of prepares us, gets our Kundalini energy rolling up to the top. And then what we're going to do now is move into our prosperity meditation. Remember, the mantra is Har. Eye gaze is closed, looking at the tip of the nose. And we're going to do like this, right? And begin. Har, 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 har. Keep it going for about 30 more seconds. Har, 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 har. We do one more minute. Har, 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 har. Very good. Very good. We're almost done. Big inhale. Hold that breath at the top. Exhale. Inhale. Hold that breath at the top. And exhale. Inhale. Hold that breath at the top 1 last minute. And exhale, release. Very good. Awesome. Oh, thank you, Laura. Yes, I'm on my balcony. On my balcony today. So, yes, indeedy. All right, perfecto. So we finished our meditation portion of our class today. Now we are going to move into the journaling section of our day. So you're going to want to grab your journals for the day, and we're just going to start off with just a little bit of data dump. So whatever's in your brain, just get it off, get it out. Because oftentimes what happens is we hold on, we store, we repress, avoid, deny all the things. So let's just start by data dumping and getting everything out of our head. It is a little overcast today, so we'll see how it goes. It looks like it's going to pour down raining on us. That's what it looks like. But it'll like dump and then it will stop. It'll be back sunny again, but it is a little gray. So, all right. So grabbing that journal, just writing whatever it is that is coming out for you, especially too, because we want to get all the extra little wiggles out before we take on, a new experience. And so we get to choose every single day what it is that we want to embody, what we want to feel, what we want to think, and then naturally, we base that off of our intention. Thank you for the follow. And so we intend, right, many things, right? We intend good health. We intend a healthy relationship. We intend, greater success in finances. We intend, all sorts of different things that we intend. And then we have our mind that is so riddled with things. So, thoughts and thoughts from the past and different ideas and different voices and committees and all sorts of things. And then that is going to trigger an emotional reaction. And so we then, are choosing our emotional response because of that, even if it feels unconscious. And so now we have an emotional response based off of our thought process, and then eventually actions, habits, behaviors, and then of course our lifestyle. And so what we want to do is we want to cleanse and clear, right? Just like we're taking the trash out every single day in our house, we want to take the trash out in our mind. And so I often recommend patients to get a trash journal, really for all of their trashy thoughts, their negative thoughts, their not so great thoughts, because otherwise what will happen is those thoughts will just continue to ruminate and continue to generate all of these unhealthy, well, not unhealthy, because all emotions are healthy, but it's how we express them, right? So, but all of these crazy thoughts start to generate all of these different emotions, some of which may be negative, some may be positive. And then as a response to that, we start to, have an emotional response. Yes, exactly. It really doesn't. And so as we begin to feel, right, we either feel from the current experience, or many people feel from the previous experiences from the past, because they haven't truly let go and processed it, because most people are running around in survival mode and they've compartmentalized their emotional response or their emotional experience. And so because they've compartmentalized it in their organ system. So they're holding onto it maybe on their chest or in their stomach or in their low back or, wherever. And so what we want to do is we want to use this journaling tool, this trash journaling tool, as a mechanism so that we're not bioaccumulating all of this into our bodies. Instead, we are dumping it out into the world, getting it out, getting it done. Hey, big AD. So we're getting all of that out so that we're not accumulating it in and generating all kinds of craziness with it. So just take a few minutes and dump any of your thoughts, any of your feelings about today, yesterday. I really recommend you do this every single day. So again, you kind of stay on top of it. So we do it every morning in morning flow. However, you can also do it as a recap in the evening. So one night we'll do an evening flow, but right now we're just at morning flow. And so all right, so now that we've kind of spent a few minutes kind of dumping that out, now we're going to grab either a treasure journal, or we can use the same trash journal, but I like to keep them separate. I like to not have them tainted. And so now with your treasure, you want to write what it is. Hey, Somali, you want to write what it is you want to create for yourself and your life. So that's just for today. Don't you don't have to go crazy unless you feel inspired, right? So inspired motivation and inspired action is very important. So don't, definitely trust that over, some random TikToker, YouTuber, etc. So whatever it is that you want to, thank you so much. Whatever it is that you want to create for yourself and your life, you want to write down, you want to embody, you want to really experience. So if I want to create my beautiful life here in St. Lucia with my beautiful husband, I'm going to write that down. Oh, we have our land, we have our retreat center, we have, people coming in and us spoiling them and all the things. We just write it down, and we really want to almost get a visual on what it is that we want to create. So that way we're starting to bring it more into alignment. So when our intention is aligned with our thoughts and our feelings, our actions, and our discipline kicks in, which is our connection to our purpose, and we hold ourselves accountable to our purpose, to our mission, to our truth. Now we've got some jet fuel going on. Now we've got some movement going on. Hey, Liz, good to see you. And so our habits then are going to reflect what it is that we're trying to create. So our habits, meaning our daily habits, like how much water we're taking in, how much protein we're taking in, what food choices that we're making, what movement choices that we're making. Are we moving our bodies? What our mental health looks like, what our emotional health looks like, what our spiritual health looks like, what our relationships look like, and our environment. So begins to perpetuate or propagate different patterns of behavior that have been passed down intergenerationally, unless you decide to ding, 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 break those cycles and do something different. So this is a really good way, a really good tool to really get honest with yourself. I find it's cheaper than therapy. It's also more accessible journaling, simply because, back when I was a hot mess express, I couldn't see the therapist enough. That once a week appointment just wasn't enough. And so I'd be losing my mind almost every other day. And so I'd need to have something quick that I could grab, a tool, that I could quickly, it's almost like, screaming into a microphone kind of thing. I needed a microphone to scream into every now and again, because my brain was not operating the way I needed it to operate. So very frustrating indeed. So anyway, nonetheless, we're going to keep journaling, keep processing whatever it is that we need to process, whatever it is we need to dump out, whatever it is we need to get out, and really finding, excuse me, finding our voice in our truth. Sometimes, we have been so suppressed with the people around us that, they haven't allowed us to be ourselves, or they don't allow us to be big. And they may say cutting things, digging things, things to keep us small, keep us, slow, keep us held back. So again, we're thinking about, letting go, releasing, but also expanding out. So as we let go of all of the armor of the past, that has kind of held us stuck and stagnant in a certain place, and we free ourselves from that, and then we look to expand into the world, into a bigger expression of ourselves. And so as we expand into this bigger expression of ourselves, we get to reach more people, reach more lives, etc., etc., etc. So, good job there. So, every single day, we really direct our focus and our intention to how it is we want to feel. So, lastly, in this journaling, now that you've cleaned out your trash, you found some of your treasure, really get clear about what it is that you want to feel and experience for today. So, whether it's joy or productivity or fun or flexibility or prosperity or abundance, whatever it is you want to feel for today, go ahead and take a few minutes and journal that experience down in the present tense. So, something like, I'm so happy and grateful now that, right? And whatever it is that you want to experience, but really focus in on how it feels, right? So, how does it feel to have already gained the relationship or gained the success in career or gained the financial abundance or gained the experience or even the health physical expression of your body that you want. So whatever that is, go ahead and jot it down, and really speaking from that feeling space, not just the thinking space, although the thinking space sometimes can get you started, and then moving into kind of how you want to feel. So take a few minutes on that. Ah. So nice. Hmm. 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 All right. Okay, so once you're done with that, we're going to flip over to the last part of our morning flow, which is our day planning. So our day planning is very, very simple how we plan our day. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to grab our day planner. Again, like I like to have everything separated. It's almost like, and I'm not even one of those people who those people like when you have your plate, they don't want any of the food touching. Like I'm not even one of those people. So it's kind of funny that's like, have this journal over here, have this journal over here, have this day planner over here. It's just simply because each one has a focus. And when you start to cross-pollinate them, it gets a little chaotic. So here we go. We have your day, and you're going to start off with prioritizing yourself first. What does that mean? How are you going to get your water? How are you going to get your food? What food are you going to eat? What movement are you going to partake in? When are you going to go to bed? All of these foundational health pieces for yourself. I want you to take your schedule and I want you to actually plan all of that out, how you're going to foundationally support yourself today, mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually, abundantly, all of those things. And so start to really get clear about how it is that you're going to take care of yourself today. I oftentimes say, like, if you don't, plan for your day like this, like if you don't plan your meals for the day, pretty much you're doomed for the day, in my opinion. And why is that? Because you're either going to starve yourself and your blood sugar is going to be in the toilet by the time you decide to eat something, or you're going to go to something that is not necessarily healthy for you, something that's either high fat, high sugar, or high sodium, and that's going to keep propagating the issue. So, especially with your health. So we don't want high fat, high sugar, high sodium. Instead, we want more higher protein, higher complex carbohydrates. Why that? Because the protein helps our bodies to repair and heal. Those complex carbohydrates give us that short-term energy. We're going to keep our fats rather low unless our physical activity is really high, simply because any energy that we don't use in a day is going to be stored around our midsection. And unless we want that kind of tire running around. We want to keep our fats low. Average protein for a patient is anywhere from 100, grams roundabout minimum. It can go upwards from there, 150, 175, even over 200 for many men. And so that's kind of around where the protein numbers are. Carbohydrates, it can be pretty high as well, probably about balanced. You want your protein and your carbs about neck and neck. If you're doing your plate, half your plate you want to have come from fruits and vegetables, and then your 4-ounce chicken breast if you are a woman, 6-ounce if you are a man, and that pretty much serves your plate. You can have a little bit of the fats again, but try to keep it around 30 grams. If you're a man, again, 40 grams, you get a little bit more leniency just because your body's built a little differently and process things a little bit differently. So once you have kind of put in your water, put in your food, what are you going to eat for today? When am I going to meditate? When am I going to make that time for myself? In the morning is when we're going to set that intention. Remember, we talked about kind of how you wanted to feel with your day, with your journaling. Now we're going to set up how that day is going to look, practically speaking. So how you're going to transition from the various different things that you need to get accomplished with your day. So go ahead and finish planning your day with that and structuring it out. And then again, I like to have these buckets. And so oh, yes, exactly. Yeah, one avocado is like 22 grams of fat. I myself can't afford that much fat. My husband could literally eat 2, 3 of them in a day and he'd be fine just because of all the physical activity that he does. He's going to burn it off like that. It's very difficult to keep weight on him, to be honest with you. So, because he just burns through things so quickly. Yeah, I mean, it's amazing. So, nonetheless, we want to make sure that our food is in alignment to help fuel us, to help keep us going. Otherwise, if we're depleting ourselves with water, we're depleting ourselves with food, and we're trying to accomplish things, we're just not setting ourselves up appropriately. We're not setting ourselves up to really, be fully supported. So we want to fuel ourselves properly, especially the protein. Super and critical for us to have a strong, solid protein. Why is that? Because protein helps to keep our blood sugar regulated. If your blood sugar is soaring up and down all day, you're going to be oscillating between anxiety and anxiousness to lightheadedness and all the way in between. So that dysregulated blood sugar really impacts you. So you want to make sure that you're having in some protein at least every couple hours, 2 to 3 hours, just to keep that blood sugar in check, at least when you're training your blood sugar and you're training your metabolism. So we try to stay pretty consistent with how we keep that protein. Now, you can do an intermittent fast where you condense your feeding window down to, let's say, a 12 or a 10-hour feeding window. I wouldn't go past that, but you still need to make sure that you eat all those adequate calories in that time frame, and it's still recommended to be able to, continue on with those proteins. Hey, beautiful you, good to see you. So that we keep our blood sugar stable. Again, because if it bottoms out, we lose amino acids, our brains get a little bit fuzzy, and then, skip to the loo, it shoots back up to the top once we eat, and then that can make us dizzy and lightheaded as well. So not fun for that. So making sure also we're getting lots of hydration in for the day. We're not dehydrating. Dehydration naturally can constipate you, make you really dry, irritable, but also too, a lot of times people will avoid drinking their water if they're avoiding their emotions. So if they're avoiding feeling, they will oftentimes resist or hold back from allowing, because the kidneys represent fear. And so they're afraid of their emotions. So I like to say when I drink my water, I digest how I feel. I digest how I feel. I digest how I feel. And so if we begin to digest how we feel, then we're taking in this kind of flow. We're allowing our emotions to not take us over, We're just allowing for emotions. We're allowing for us to be with our emotions. And so many of us are not taught to be with our emotions. When we feel it, it's like hot potato. I don't want to feel this. This got to be somebody else's. So we'll deflect or we'll project, or we'll avoid, right? Oh, I'm not going to look at this. I got to run and do this. I got to run and do this. Or we'll repress, right? Where we put it in an organ for later, I guess, or we deny everything's fine. I don't have anything going on, etc. So there's all kinds of different strategies and tools that we use to avoid ourselves. But in this case, what we want to do is we want to consume our water and we want to say to ourselves, I love how I feel. I digest how I feel. I love how I feel. I digest how I feel. So very good with that. All right. So finishing up with your water, we now make sure that our buckets are assigned. So you can have a home bucket, you can have a family bucket, you can have a, home family sometimes are different because, you have your home responsibilities of like cooking, cleaning, whatever. And then maybe your family button of like spending time, like quality time or homeschooling or homework or whatever, right? And so sometimes, the home doesn't include the people, right? So sometimes, the people interaction makes a distinction. So we have that, but we also have work. So for my work, I break things down into sections. So I'll have, let's say, the marketing aspect of it, or the financial side of it, or the patient care, the clinical side of it, or even tech side of it. I had a few hours of just having to troubleshoot a lot of tech stuff the other day. So I'll spend a couple chunks. When I do am chunking my schedule, I also do in 25-minute blocks. So the 25-minute blocks are kind of regulated by a Pomodoro method. So I'll set a timer on my computer. It'll count it down, and I do a 25-minute block. So let's say I'm going to focus on, let's say, a clinical case for 25 minutes, and then maybe I'm going to focus on a tech situation for 25 minutes, and then maybe I'm going to work out for 25 minutes because that's part of my physical body, and then maybe I'm going to eat my lunch also as a part of my physical body. So it doesn't have to be doing just one of those bucket items, but we do want to touch on multiple aspects of our lives in any given day, just so we feel kind of fulfilled, we're moving forward, and we're getting all the things completed that we need to get complete within our day. A lot of times we have an intention, we have a thought, and then our execution falls apart. So what's execution? It's how we're fulfilling upon our goal. It does require discipline, which is an alignment, and also accountability, which is being truly, brutally, and lovingly honest with ourselves about what it is that we're doing and how it is that we are going about executing on our goals. And so sometimes we need to have clarity about what it is that we really want. And once we begin to develop that clarity, then we can figure out whatever the execution steps are for us to be able to start, getting things done and getting things completed and getting things accomplished. I tend to use that 12-week strategy. So I'll have like an overarching goal that I want to complete in a 12-week period of time. And then I'll break my tasks down on a weekly basis. So even though I have day goals, I also primarily focus on weekly goals. And I do that simply because, one day may just totally get frazzled, but another day just may be rocking in productivity. And so that week of 168 hours in a week really allows me, that freedom to, maybe if I'm not, my bandwidth is not, feeling great one day, I can just move it to a different day or a different time block. So I tend to block my time out in the 168 hours in a work week. And that includes time for my sleep. That includes time for everything. We all have the same 168 hours in one week. It's just how we are executing on that time frame. And so, hey, My husband's on our other balcony. And so, yes, struggling with balance, is definitely, this is why I like structure, and I like creating structures, and I like creating structures for fulfillment. Because when we create structures for fulfillment to be able to execute on all the things that we want, we can begin to tweak, and we can begin to become self-aware. So sometimes we like the struggle. I know that sounds a little crazy, but some of us actually enjoy the struggle, because that's what we're used to. We're used to chaos. We've come from chaos. And so we get our self-esteem from managing the chaos. There was a really good book that I read years ago called Organizing from the Inside Out. And one of the things she talked about is being the conquistador of chaos. And so what does it mean about, thank you for the follow, the conquistador of chaos, meaning that you like to kind of wait or build up chaos so that you can tackle it. Blessed High Rising just stopped so that you could tackle it, so that you could say, whoo, look at what I did, look at what I accomplished, right? And so then we build that tension and build that tension and build that tension up again. And as we build that tension, boom, then we get to tackle it down again. So it builds and it tackles and it builds and it tackles. And so I try to keep myself more on the steady side and less on the divide and conquer tackle side, mainly because really for my nervous system, I don't want to have to kind of keep regenerating myself to be able to, slay all the dragons. And so I try to keep myself out of that chaotic perspective. So things like I digest how I feel are good affirmations. Also just honoring how I feel when I feel in the moment, not gaslighting myself, but really being honest with what I'm thinking, what I'm feeling, what I'm experiencing. Even if other people don't necessarily understand, or other people aren't necessarily, validating or acknowledging what you feel, you don't necessarily need an external person to validate what you feel. I know that sounds crazy, and I know why we want that, right? We want that. But, some people just aren't, they're just not put together enough to be able to do that. And so we set ourselves up for unrealistic expectations. We set ourselves up for disappointment. We set ourselves up for, again, emotional destabilization. So when I recognize that I am my own source, I am my own truth, I am my everything, right? I'm less reliant on people, places, situations, circumstances, and events external to myself. My focus is my higher self and what I really want. And let's say when things happen, because people are people, I get triggered by a person's thoughts, a person's actions, a person's whatever, and then I react, right? It happens, and we react in all kinds of different ways: fight, flight, freeze, or fawn, and so we react. Instead of shaming ourselves from our emotions, we take a step back and we go, okay, what was triggered in this situation, right? What was I trying to protect? What was my inner child doing? What it is that I was experiencing. And then I go in and I acknowledge what that need was. Because many times we just, as children, especially, our needs were not acknowledged. And said we were trained and conditioned to put our needs aside and fawn other people. And so make sure everyone else is taken care of and everyone else is good. And then whatever scraps are left over, those are for us. And so sustainably speaking, that just doesn't work in theory over time. That whole self-sacrificing kind of thought process really came out of the church and the religious sects, where they don't want that individualism. They want you to more so kind of just keep giving and giving and giving into the greater whole. And so if there's a lack of balance in your giving and you're constantly repleting yourself and you're giving, then it's going to come off balance. Thank you for the follow. And so we don't want to do that. That's why with our day planning, we always start with ourselves first. We prioritize what it is that we need for ourselves: our food, our water, our movement, our foundational health pieces, when we're going to go to sleep, etc. And then whatever it is that we need to help and assist with others, then we do, then we put in, okay, I'm going to help with, this person or that person or this person or that person. But we check with ourselves first. We make sure that all of our needs are met first. Now, that can be challenging, especially if you have children if you're a single mom, etc. So maybe that time is, 15 minutes in the beginning. Maybe it's like, okay, I'm just going to do 15 minutes when I wake up, or barricaded in the bathroom or whatever, just to be able to take back that time and take back that power. Hey, Tim, take back that power from wherever that we've given it to. We often will give our power away to all kinds of different people, places, situations, circumstances, and events. And as we give a little piece of ourselves here, and a little piece of ourselves here, and a little piece of ourselves here, we begin to lose aspects of ourselves. So we're going to pick ourselves up, almost kind of like Hansel and Gretel, right? We're going to pick all of our little pieces up that we have dispersed everywhere, and we're going to hold ourselves true, and we are going to stay in alignment with ourselves, as well as others. So wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Our day planning looks like it's shaping up to be good. Remember, I like to also structure my day beginning, middle, and end. Beginning of the day is kind of what we're doing right now. It's setting the intention and setting the tone for our day ahead. That's why it's really imperative to know all your foundational health, your food, your water, all these things as we leave this kind of beginning aspect of our day. Then the middle of the day is kind of the busy day, the busy part of the day when you're, working or family or doing all the things that you normally have to do and get done. And then the end of your day is when you are recapping for your day. You are kind of winding down for the bedtime and finishing out your day. So oftentimes an evening flow, and I don't do an evening flow. I probably will eventually, but that evening flow is a little bit of a different priority. So we assess what happened with the day, we good or bad, right? We process through that through journaling. We let go whatever it is that wasn't in alignment or whatever didn't serve us. We forgive ourselves, right? Because we have so many expectations of how things should be and how things should go. I know myself, I did for years. I was always like thinking that I was like superwoman or something. Part of my list was, leap buildings in a single bound. And when I wasn't able to leap a building in a single bound, then it was like, see. So, but I had to really learn whose voice that was, who was telling me that I was wrong and that I was bad, that I needed to be punished, because that voice wasn't my true self, wasn't my true nature. And so really connecting with all the crazy board of directors up there, because there's a lot of different voices happening, but not necessarily pulling that down and embodying it, but rather giving those voices back to whomever they belong to, and holding our ground and holding our agency and holding our sovereignty. So that's why I love that affirmation, I am a sovereign being, because it really allows you to be free. I came to that realization about sovereignty when I was doing some pretty heavy spiritual work and releasing out an entity that was in my work field. And I'll never forget, I was in my office, and a lot of times when you release out things like that, like they almost snap back on you. So I remember they were that energy was kind of snapping back on me at the time, and it was through a staff member who I had to fire and let go. And I remember they came to the office all dramatic and demanding this and demanding that, which was fairly common. I mean, didn't happen all the time, but just the shenanigans were always shenaniganing, I'll just say that. And so I remember going, okay, this is where I'm releasing this energy at, this is where I'm letting it off. And so I am a sovereign being, I am a sovereign being, I am a sovereign being. I don't have to engage in this. I don't have to give my power to this. Sometimes it feels good and sometimes it feels cathartic, and as long as it's not harming you, right? And harm, that's a loaded word. So but because if it's not in alignment, then on some level it's slowing you down, right? But sometimes you just need that for fun. So nonetheless, I'm a sovereign being. I'm a sovereign being, just because I really had to disconnect from that energy. So if you're trying to free yourself from any kind of stagnation or any kind of, old patterning or old wounding, old mechanisms that need healing, I am a sovereign being is an amazing affirmation to work with and play with and have fun with. So All right, cool. So we're working on our day planning. I'm going to try to go live later this afternoon. I may actually end up having to go live later this evening. So I'll probably kind of partition that. Probably early evening, though. I know yesterday I went live later evening, just kind of playing around with some different times, but also really fitting it into my schedule and making it work for me. So I don't know quite what topic. Yesterday, I did release out my latest article with hello. Yesterday, I released out my latest article with Psychology Today, Understanding Medical PTSD. So, if you've ever been in the medical field or the medical world and experienced any sort of PTSD from experiences, thank you so much. Oh, you're so welcome. Thanks for the follow, Kay. So, that's a really good article for you to, yes, exactly. Yeah, I'm almost done. We're wrapping up. That's a really good article for you to check out. And then also, too, I released my latest podcast episode. The latest hey, AI, my latest podcast episode. Thank you for the heart, me, is The Magical Negro, and talks about the biracial experience and the biracial identity and how it really quite whitewashes, unfortunately, Black scholarship and Black exploration. And so definitely dive deeper into that. So check out that podcast. I'll also cut it up and put it in little bite-sized bits where you guys can consume it, but it's already on all the different, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, HeartMe, all of those stations. I typically house it majority also on YouTube. So the podcast episode's also on YouTube. That podcast episode is under Confessions of a Holistic Doctor. And then next week, I'll go into Back to Decolonize Your Healthcare, which is another show that I have as well. So, yay! So we are, I think, done, whoop, 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 with our morning flow. I am going to jump off because this morning my husband's off today. So we are going to go to breakfast together and enjoy a beautiful cup of espresso. I'm very excited about my espresso. And so I'm going to enjoy that, and also all the things that I have to get accomplished today, the patients I have to respond to, etc., etc., etc. I have to look at my to-do list of all the things. Yes, and then he has to go to work later this evening, so that's why I was like, well, you know what? When he goes, then I can go. I'll go live. So yeah, and I have patients this afternoon. So all the things, right? I won't give you recap of my schedule, but just so you know. So, all right, well, we are good to go. I will see you all later this afternoon, evening. Definitely hit the bell, hit the notifications when I go live. And then also, too, I'll see you tomorrow morning for morning flow. So we can be in flow, you can be in alignment, and you can create the life that you truly love, not just the life that you mildly tolerate. So I look forward to seeing all of you later on. So thank you so much, Kylie9 on IG. See you later. All right. See you later, IG. See y'all later, Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube. Peace out.